And we're live on the Livemasters interview challenge. I'm so super excited today. We have our special guest coming to you live all the way from Romania. We have Ioana Muntean. I'm super excited about this because we're talking about how the internet's changing the world, and she's definitely an impactor and changing lives around the world. So in this video, we're going to get to know her and get her to know a little bit more about her story, how she's helping people, and what she does to actually do that. So, Ioana, how you doing today? It's really awesome to have you on the broadcast.
Hey Mike, I'm doing awesome today. I was looking forward for this interview and I want to thank you for all the nice presentation prior on your videos and you're so excited and so I don't know, inspiring somehow.
I thank you so much. So, yeah, you and I met. I think we met in a Facebook group. I think we were in a challenge about 5 or 6. It's been a while now. It's been about 5 or 6 months, right?
I don't think it's exactly 5 months, but somewhere in March, something like this. End
Yeah,
of
and
February or started of March, if I recall exactly. And we were met in Ninja Mike challenge about creating content online.
yeah, okay, yeah, I remember Mike. That's right, exactly. And now you've been in our community Live Master since then, and you've been doing video. You've been doing a lot of videos, and so anybody that's not familiar with what we're talking about, we have a community online called Live Masters where we have free resources and video challenges. And Iona, she took this challenge and she did a series of videos where she answered some different questions about personal development and professional growth. And she's an online entrepreneur. And what is it that you think is so impactful about doing videos online?
I used to be a very private person, and by being private, I mean my Facebook friends were friends which I actually knew personally, closest friends, no other outside people. And I reached to that point sometimes late years when I realized that people need encouragement and people need solution to their problems because everyone is somehow constricted by COVID area to meet friends that they really know, so
Mm.
they need inspiration, and it was on the same page with different programs and challenges of personal growth which I took.
So when did you start your personal development journey? Obviously, it was before doing videos online and whatnot. What inspired you to start working on yourself with your personal development?
uh, it's been a while. 3 years ago I had a free block of time. I was in Bucharest at the moment, and I was having like 3 or 4 hours free by any other um, chore about the work. And I'm not really much of a shopping girl or of an advertising girl. So it was new city, and I decided to go in a place which I was so reading about. You know, those touristic area or historical area of a town which you really want to know. And this is one huge library,
Mm,
six floor library
mm.
in the middle of the historical center of Bucharest. Hey, Judy. So, thing was, I stopped there and being a reader all my life. Thank you. Good morning to you too, Jackie. So, being a reader all my life, I said, let's see what I can read and be interesting for my mind, but not be something that I already knew or read.
Mm.
And I reached the area reserved of personal growth. And I was in that idea of let's see what happens. And it was also somewhere on the middle of the road of being an entrepreneur. So I stopped there and I saw a book of Napoleon Hill, from idea to money.
That
And
was the name of
that was the first book I ever read about personal growth.
okay.
Like,
So
put it in that section, because per area, if you want to read books, you read and you pick any type of content which is fits to you.
right. So now you're in Romania. You've grown up in Romania your whole life, and what is it like there for people that want to get involved in personal development? You and I kind of talked about it yesterday. So if you could share with people how you what you're doing right now there to help people bring awareness to personal development, why it's so important.
Well, at the moment, I'm a brand ambassador for a wellness and beauty spa company, which is actually an Italian company with Italian products. And we do deliver all across Europe products, and you are able to make the payment online,
Mm-hmm.
vis-a-vis of what you said about internet connection and how you connect with the world. This is so liberating, because you can offer your clients good quality products across the world without even know them. Just talk them and realize that you can have a solution for their problems. So this is what I'm actually doing. And in regard of personal growth, it's very complex work, because each time you are speaking with a client, you are hit by skepticism, you are hit by fears, you are hit by lack of trust, by issue which you developed all their lives, and
Mm-hmm.
you suddenly bring some products which are new, some concepts which are new. You show them that it's possible to do something different to solve their problem in a different way,
Mm.
and this is important. And these two parts are somehow linked, because you need to help the client to step out of their comfort zone, or what they know zone.
Mm. I like
Because we
that.
have we have some interesting brain, which you can say it's like a computer, and we have this way to pick the same route which we know. So you need to create a new path in order to succeed in something.
Mm.
You need to
Yeah.
create a new road. And in order to do that, you absolutely need to improve yourself, and you need to get out of your own head,
Mm.
of what you know. You need to learn something new in order to let go.
Yeah, definitely. And it's universal. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, and that's what's really
Exactly.
yeah, that's what's really cool, and that's what's awesome about the internet, right? I mean, we're able to connect with people around the world that are like-minded, and doesn't matter where you are. I think that there's people. Well, I know there's people that want more. They want to do better for themselves. They want to learn. They want to grow, but they don't necessarily know how. Because I love this saying: "You don't know what you don't know," right? And the
Exactly.
more the more you know, the more you realize how much you really don't
You
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So so being so growing up in Romania, how have you seen how have you seen things change in your lifetime where people have access to this kind of information?
Well, I have seen a little bit of development, meaning what? Meaning mindset. There are the younger generation, which I'm, let's say, in the middle, okay? And there are people which are willing to improve themselves, to improve their learnings, to improve their skills. And internet is impacting so much just because of offering right information and offering the possibility to find right connection, right information, and right solution.
Mm.
In Romania, we were basically programmed and raised to survive, not to thrive. And I think this is a general situation for all Eastern European countries, because this was a very impacted by different strict regime, totalitarian regimes area. So people were always so uh, learn to stick to what they know they work for them. Then
Mm.
they are closed. So you
Mm.
need to evolve. You need to be different. And internet just came and brought us some tools and some information. Until a couple of months ago, I wasn't even able to realize and to know that EFT therapy exists, that
Would you
it's
like to
possible.
go ahead and expand on the EFT therapy a little bit more, because you and I discussed
Yeah.
that yesterday, and I'd like for you to share how it's helped you and how you're using that to help other people and
Well,
what it is.
my experience with EFT therapy was um, meeting a specialist in this field by internet, by connection, by programs of personal development. And um, I was actually discussing, because we have this accountability group of women mostly, and we are sharing different services together and different, let me show you what I'm doing, to may be able to experiment and realize how is it my service, how is it my area of expertise. Basically something like you what you are doing constantly. So I met with Christine and we discussed about this session of therapy related by one problem, one strictly area of development of my lifetime, one trauma. Okay. And when you pass to a situation which is a traumatic situation, you usually relate with that memory over time. We often when we remember some memories, we tend to cry or to laugh at that thought memory, at that exact situation.
Mm-hmm.
So what Christine's work by tapping, controlling and elaboration of the emotion related of that area of that memory is something like this on a scale of 1 to 10 are the intensity of your memories when you remember, of your feelings about the memories when you remember. And after the tapping, after the pressure tapping, exactly after her indication, the instructions, you will be able to reevaluate that. And for many people respond differently. So each results are individually,
Mm-hmm.
but the for me was extraordinary because I was able to remember those traumatic experience without feeling the same pain and without crying and without feeling that a part of me died that day. Just remembered that that happened and I moved forward. And this is incredible because on a long period of time, you have the possibility to readjust the relationships with those people involved in that memory or with
Mm-hmm.
those places. So you basically move forward without a baggage. You just know
Mm-hmm.
you cross and you close the chapter.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, about how you're basically changing the perception of that event, so you can have
Yes,
a different way of thinking. Because subconsciously, if you don't do that, you're going to
yes,
repeat, right? You're going to repeat. So
exactly.
how receptive are people to this kind of information in Romania? We
Well, I think they are very receptional about all this, which is new, which is healthy, which is non-pharmaceutical idea, because you give them a solution which is a pure solution without drugs, without impacting their health, like physically impacting their health, and with immediate results and on the long-term results. So you are actually, for me personal, this experience just helped me in a lot of way to fly to my purpose, to what I want to do, to be free to do what I want to do. So this is amazing, and I'm working with Christine on developing a workshop to presentation for special tailored for general society, as Eastern European society of problem for the people.
That's awesome that you're doing this work. So you've been able to overcome a lot of things from your past by applying this stuff that
Yes.
we're discussing. Um, what do you think is the thing that's changed the most for you by doing this EFT workshops and stuff that you're doing? Is it the fact that you kind of helped yourself first and now you're trying to help other people, or what do you think the biggest impact for you personally has had?
For me personally, it's the fact that I am able to reassess and to readjust the past and the future. It's a very important area of our life to realize that our past is actually impacting our future and our present. So if we don't make peace with our past, we will never make peace with our future, nor we will ever be contented or satisfied about the result in the future and in the present. So this
Yeah,
is very important.
that's awesome. So now you are able to go out and help so many people do this, and with these workshops, would you like to share um, how people maybe that are interested in that? I mean, because it's pretty cool. I think the EFT thing is pretty cool. How if somebody was interested in tapping into some of this kind of stuff with you, how would they go about doing that?
Well, first of all, we are still working to the project still for Eastern European. For US, once of you, all of you, if you wanna try this therapy, I do recommend to look for Christine Hunt in my page, or in the Facebook, because you will also have Hunt for Wellness page, her personal page, which is actually doing, and you can reach out anytime and establish the detail with Christine.
Mm,
And regardless of the workshop which will be held, there was a workshop a few days ago with Christine, but was held by another of our accountability partners. And mostly this workshop had the purpose to let you feel and try something new, and from there to lead on the long time work
mm,
personally with Christine, because you are actually knowing now if it suits you or not.
mm,
And she's an extraordinary therapist, an extraordinary woman, which is, from my point of view, she has all my admiration in what she's doing. And we are working in this Eastern European together, because I know the needs of the people around this area,
mm-hmm,
and because we are trying to cover and to offer people a solution for a long extended area and long extending general problems, which
mm,
are general collective traumas around this area.
mm. Cool. So now just to shift gears here a little bit, before before you got in Livemasters and started doing videos there? Because you're doing them consistently. You're going live in there almost every day now. How often would you do videos before you found Livemasters?
I started doing videos when I first entered in David Bear Challenge in 2020 December. That
Hmm.
was first time when I went live, and um, I was laughing. I was laughing, and my daughter was coming up from her room and said, "Mom, this is you speaking English. That's not like you speaking English. You don't have the accent of English." And I said, "I know I haven't spoke English for 10 years." So it was a constant evolution because of that.
Yeah, we're definitely all evolving. Is how many languages do you actually speak?
5.
You speak five. What language? What are all the languages that you speak?
Well, I speak Romanian because it's my native language.
Uh huh.
I speak English. I speak French. I speak Spanish. And I speak Italian.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. I only speak English. I know a little bit of Spanish, but yeah, that I think that's pretty incredible to be able to communicate like in different languages because I mean, they're all Latin-based languages that you speak, but which is pretty cool. So you can cover and you can communicate with a huge percentage of the world, which is pretty amazing if you think about it.
Yes, and I had and still have, it's still on the roll, the process of learning Russian because I wanted a different international language to know except except English.
What was the hardest language for you to learn?
uh, I don't know. It doesn't seem that it's hard for me to learn languages, so I cannot relate like how hard. It wasn't hard.
So
With
you
with the with the proper teacher or with the proper class, for me it wasn't hard. That's the reality.
how old were you when you started learning the different languages? Because obviously Romanian's your first tongue. How old were you when you started learning these different languages?
um 8 years when I started to speak English, and 12 years when I started to speak French, and most of the rest were what I learned by myself in high school and after.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That is really, really cool. So, what are you excited most about for the future, moving forward with all this amazing personal development stuff that you're working on with yourself and impacting other people? What excites you when you wake up in the morning?
What excites me when I wake up in the morning is the fact that I work for this company, which is a company made by people for people, like literally, and the way that it helps, especially or 90% of the company collaborate co-workers and associates, okay, are women. And what I love about this is the fact that it solves a major problem of um, work field today, which is empowering women to have an income, her own income, because it's very important. We are mothers, we are wives, and most of this time you cannot help um, to have a job, a standard job, an 8 hours job, a 12 hours job. You don't have time for your kids or for your family. So 90% of the women, at least in Romania, 90% of them, they are unable to have this balance between family time and a job or a career. And working with this company, what this company offers by working online, offers the possibility that you will have your income based on commission from sales, and you do this from your own home. And you also have the trainings, you also have the team, which supports you. And if you don't know this, it's always someone there to help you. And this is something very, very empowering for the women in Romania and for the women across Europe, because what is happening many times is the fact that you may become a single mom or a single parent. What are you doing then? What are your means to raise your kids? What are your means to um, have your full custody, like was my case on my road to being what I am today? At some point, I crossed to a divorce and the custody battle. So when I crossed that path, I realized why there are so many cases of physical and verbal abuse in Romania. And one of the major problems in this is the lack of finance and education and independence, financial aspect of a woman. Because in Romania, laws are like this. If you want to get out from a toxic marriage or a violent marriage, you need to have proper funds to employ a lawyer in order to obtain the proper documents for you to have the kid put on the school, because you cannot go to change school or change any other facility of education for the kid without father's approval. And since you're
Wow.
out,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
a
So
frontal conflict between this.
that's very interesting. That's a very interesting that it's like that there. And the things that you're talking about as far as the independence and what you can provide, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's very important for women to feel empowered, that they can take care of themselves, especially if for whatever reason, like you said, they were in a toxic or abusive relationship, that they have that ability to take care of themselves and take care of their kids. So it's awesome that you're doing this. And you know this is really cool how you are able to come online and do this and help people. And I'm so glad that we connected, and that you're growing and you're doing videos and you're in our community. You add so much value with your insight in our community live masters. In closing here in a couple of seconds, what advice would you give people? What piece of advice would you like them to take away from hearing this broadcast today that may help them in their future?
Whatever your problem is, in whatever your problem is around your path, there's always a solution somewhere across the globe. Never stop searching it. That's one piece of advice which actually started when I realized that's true. Many times we tend to give up and resonate just because we don't know where to look about the solution or who to ask the solution. And
Wow.
this was one reason why I started this online journey and exposure on Facebook and online.
Wow. Yeah, that's some great advice. And I really thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit with us. I think it's very important for people to get a different perspective from people around the world. And thank you so much for doing that. If anybody that's watching this, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want more information about our community Live Masters and what we're doing there, please put a question mark in the comments. And if you already know about Live Masters and you support us, please hashtag it and put Live Masters there in the comments. Um, if you want to connect with Ioana, just you can check her out on her Facebook page, right? Is that really the best place for people
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
connect with you?
Yeah, that's the first place that people can look after me.
Awesome. So, well, I'm excited to watch your journey and your continued growth, and watch you help and impact other people. So, thank you for watching this video. We truly appreciate you. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Humanity and humans, we all kind of have that same burning desire to be better today than we were yesterday, so we can be better tomorrow for our future. So thank you again for watching, everybody, and we'll leave you with this little video to let you know how you can get more information about Livemasters. Ioana, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Thank
You've
you
been
for you.
amazing. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye, everybody.